Here we are on a level 6 type question. We have line AB is y is equal to negative 7 over 20x minus 137 over 20. Line CD is y is equal to negative 6/7 x minus 59 over 7. We have to graph these two lines. I'm going to write down what the A is and what the B value is in both cases. Negative 7 over 20 equals negative 7 over 20, which is negative 0.35. And for the B value is equal to negative 137 over 20, which is negative 6.85. Then we have equals negative 6 over 7 for the A of line CD. For the B of line CD is equal to negative 59 over 7, which is negative 8.428. For my first line, go to my B first, and I can't get right to 6.85 right away. I'm going to go to negative 6. Then I'm going to deal with the slope the way I normally do. The slope is negative 7 over 20. I'm going to move over 20 steps in the x direction. So my delta x, my delta y is down 7, so I'm going to move down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This isn't our line because our line is supposed to go through negative 6.85. I'm going to double click on the magnifying glass to zoom in, hit the translation button, hold down the shift key, and press the up. So I'm lifting the graph up. This is negative 6, and I want to go to negative 6.85. Don't grab the point, grab the line. I'm going to drag that down to 6.8. That's pretty close. I'm going to turn off the snapping tool by turning on the unsnap. Now I can use my down arrow to move 6.8, 6.81, 6.82, 6.83, 6.84, 6.85. We are exactly on this point. For the next line, we cannot get exactly to negative 8.428571 because it's a decimal and it goes on forever. But we can get to the nearest hundredth. So if we round this to negative 8.43, yeah, we can get there. Double click on the magnifying glass, click on my negative 8 with the line tool on and the snap on. Do the slope as usual, move over 7, then down 6. Over 7, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double click on the magnifying glass to zoom in. Same thing with the translation tool. Hit the shift and hit the up arrow. The whole graph will be shifted up very quickly. I'm after the negative 8 and I want to get to negative 8.43. Grab the line, not the point, drag it down to negative 8.4, hit the unsnap, and then go down 1, 2, 3 steps. So that's negative 8.43. That's as close as we can get. Double hit the magnifying glass to zoom out. We can see that our intersection is negative 3 point something and negative 5 point something. You don't have to do this. This is just for us. Negative 3.1-ish. This is what I think it's going to be, and negative 5.7. Let's try that out. I'm going to use my pencil tool. You can do this on paper. I have negative 0.35x. My first equation, remember the negative 7 over 20 is, as a decimal, negative 0.35. I'm using my decimal method. My B value is negative 6.85. So that's my first equation, and we're setting it equal to the second equation, negative 0.8. I'm just going to write to the second decimal place. You can write 8.5 or 8.6. I'm going to write the 5 just so I can recognize that it's this number. I'm not rounding it because I'm not going to use the 0.85. I'm going to use the full decimal here. X and then minus the 8.4. I want to get all my x's on one side. I have slightly more x's on this side. It really doesn't matter which side you get rid of them from. I'm going to get rid of this x here. I'm going to 0.85x to both sides. Then I want to get rid of this negative 6.85. I'm going to add 6.85 to this side to get rid of it, and I have to add it to this side as well to keep it balanced. 6.85. Negative 0.035, and I am adding to that 0.85. I'm going to subtract it. Okay, subtracting a negative is the same as adding the positive. We end up getting 0.5, which you would expect. 0.8, take away 0.3, 0.5, there you go. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to add the 6.85 to the negative 8.42. This number, take away negative 6.85, and we're adding the 6.85. That gives us negative 1.57. 0.5x is equal to negative 1.57. I want to get rid of this 0.507, which is multiplying the x. I'm going to divide both sides.
0.507 divided by 0.507.
So that gives us x is equal to negative 1.57, this number, divided by the 0.507. This is our x value, and it's negative 3.11. And I was expecting something around negative 3.1. To get the y value, I'm just going to use one of these two equations. It doesn't matter which. And I'm going to replace the x value in it with this number. I'm going to just use the top one. It's equal to this a value, which we have right here, which is 0.35, times the x value, take away, I'm adding to it the b value, plus the b value. And that gives us negative 5.7. And look what I predicted, negative 5.7. It's really negative 5.76. It's closer to negative 5.8. I think that's my answer, and I press return to check to see if I'm right. This one, let's do it with the killing the fraction method. I'm interested in the b's. I don't really need to know the a's so much. B is negative 27 over 7. This b is negative 3. Negative 3.85. There's my negative 3. My slope is 5, 7. I'm going to move over 7, up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then double click on the magnifying glass to zoom in, hit the shift and move the graph up. We have negative 3 and I want to get to negative 3.85. I'm going to grab my line and drag it down to negative 3.8, snaps to that. I want to get to negative 3.8. It's really closer to 3.86. The 7 would tell the 5 to round up to a 6. I'm going to click the unsnap tool, go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. Double click the magnifying glass to zoom out. Let's do the other line. This one's straightforward. The b value is negative 3. I'm just going to click on my line tool and my snapping tool, drag my c to 3. My slope is negative 6. So that means my delta x is 1 and my delta y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can see the intersection. The x value is really close to 0. It's going to be around positive 0.1. I'm going to say 0.1 in the x direction. In the y direction, not quite 4, so 3.8 something, maybe? Negative 3.8. This is what I'm thinking it is. I'm using the comparison method. 5/7 x, take away the 27 over 7 is equal to, at this point, these two lines are equal, so it's equal to negative 6x minus 3. And I'm going to multiply all those things by the lowest common denominator, which is 7. 7 times this times 7, 7 times the 6 times 7. Well, these 7s are going to cancel. This 7 is going to cancel with that 7, and this 7 is going to cancel with this 7, but this 7 is going to multiply. We're going to end up with 5x minus 27. This negative 7, or this 7 multiplies the negative 6. You get negative 42x minus 3 times 7 minus 21. I want to get all the x's on one side. I have more x's on this side. Add 42x to this to get rid of it from this side. And you have to add 42 to the other side to balance it out. 42 plus 5 is 47x. Then I want to get rid of this negative 27, so I'm going to add 27 and add 27. And that's going to give us 6 on the other side. 47x is equal to 6. X must be 6 over 47. Get that as a decimal, is equal to 6 over 47. And the y value, I'm going to use the easier of my two equations, this one. It's going to be equal to negative 6 times the x value, take away 3. Let's have a look to see if our x and y corresponds to our prediction. So we were predicting 0.1 and we have 0.127. That looks good. The y, we were saying it's going to be around negative 3.8 and we have negative 3.765. It's pretty close. And then we press enter to verify that we are correct. All right, and that's how you do a level 6 type question. Have a good day.